Ano nga bang equipment specs ang kailangan if you're planning to be an Amazon seller virtual assistant or a general VA? If tanong mo rin yan, sakto, you're in the right video. Welcome, my name is Apollo, your freelancing buddy, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you ano nga ba yung mga minimum specification for your equipment for you to be able to efficiently and effectively do your job. I hope meron kang pen and paper at kung wala, bibigyan kita ng 3 seconds para kumuha ngayon para at least malista mo kung ano yung mga i-discuss natin dito. 3, 2, 1. So I hope you already have a pen and paper para makapag-start na tayo. So starting off with these questions na lagi naming nare-receive. So first, pwede daw ba ang isang smartphone or tablet if you will be doing this kind of job? The answer is, we don't recommend it. Why? Kasi meron tayong mga applications, mga software, mga program na hindi siya akma or hindi siya efficient na gawin if you're just using a smartphone or a tablet. For example, Microsoft Office programs, Excel. Yung hirap mag-Excel, mag-pivot, mag-VLOOKUP if you're just using smartphone or tablet. Ganun din for PowerPoint presentation. Or ganun din pag Microsoft Word. Ang hirap mag-create ng mga presentations or even gumamit ng Canva to edit some of graphics or images that you will need in doing your job. So, hindi namin recommend. And also, in this job, you are paid on how efficient you are in doing your job. So kapag gumagamit ka ng smartphone or tablet, hindi mo magagawa ng mabilis or hindi efficient yung work that you will be doing. Hence, may hirapan ka to also earn more. Kaya what we suggest is to use either laptop or desktop. Which brings us to our second question na nare-receive namin. Ano daw ba yung mas okay? Laptop or desktop? So ang quick answer namin dyan is it depends on your preference. Kasi meron tayong mga pros and cons or merong mga advantages at disadvantages yung laptop at desktop. So start tayo with laptop. Laptop, ang pinaka-advantage niya is it's compact and it's portable. Ibig sabihin, pwede mo siyang dalhin kahit saan, kahit nagbabakasyon ka sa Boracay, or kumakain ka ng ramen sa Japan, or nagpa-pad thai ka sa Thailand. So pwede mong dalhin yung laptop because it's compact and it's portable. And also, marami na ngayong mga laptop na very powerful na ang gaganda ng specifications that comes with a very affordable price. And ang laptop can also accommodate some accessories that will help in your job. Like for example, pwede siyang isaksak sa isang external mouse, pwede siyang isaksak sa external keyboard, or meron kang hard drive. So there are lots of things that you can do already with just using a laptop. And again, ang main advantage niya is it's portable. Pag pumunta naman tayo sa desktop is somehow cheaper as compared to laptop. Kasi meron na tayong mga option ngayon to set up your desktop. Kung ano yung mga gusto mong specification, kung anong gusto mong CPU, kung ano yung gusto mong RAM, pwede kang mag-build ng sarili mong preference in terms of desktop. So with that, you can assemble somehow more powerful desktop kapag tama yung mga pinili mong specification. So ang advantage na again is it's easily customizable. Whereas yung laptop, hindi. Kasi syempre, kung ano yung nandun sa loob, ang hirap ng palitan kung ano yung parts of the laptop. Versus a desktop wherein you can just replace yung pieces or parts niya for it to be more efficient for you according to the use or your preference doon sa iyong job. And as you know, pag desktop, hindi mo siya madadala kahit saan. So, ginagamit lang yung desktop most often doon sa mga tao na nagbe-build ng sarili nilang home office or yung tinatawag na man cave or woman cave. Kasi maganda na nagsiset up tayo ng workstation like this, nasa likod nyo, para kapag umupo ka dito, alam mo na you are already programmed to do the job. Kasi kapag ka work from home, freelancers, minsan kapag wala kang designated na work area, it's really difficult to focus, lalo na kung maraming distractions. Kung merong mga tumatahol sa labas, may tumitilaok sa likod, or may mga naglalarong bata, or merong mga kapitbahay na nag-uusap sa labas na overhear. So, ang hirap mag-concentrate. Kaya for some, it's efficient for you to have a sole area where you can focus. And it also conditions yourself na pag umupo ako dito, it's work time. So, kaya yun ang kadalasan preference sa mga tao is to set up a desktop So again, desktop is something that you cannot bring with you kung gusto mong pumunta sa Boracay or sa Thailand, sa Japan, Korea. So yun naman yung disadvantage of having a desktop. So in summary, it depends on your preference, which is also related to need, kung ano ba yung kailangan nyo. Kasi kung ikaw ay well-traveled or jet-setter, di ba? So baka mas laptop yung akma sa'yo. Pero kung ikaw naman ay isang homebody, then pwede naman sa'yo na desktop na lang, yung meron ka lang dedicated space for you. So number 1 is preference or need. Number 2 is budget. Kasi as I shared, mas mataas yung specs. You can get higher specs at a lower price kapag desktop as compared to a laptop. Kasi ang laptop mas compact na. Whereas for desktop, you can just buy pieces na magagandang parts and then you build your own desktop. Marami nang gumagawa. And last is the upgrade that you are foreseeing for your equipment. Kasi kung gusto mong magpalit, for example, ng CPU, mag-upgrade ng RAM, na-foresee mo na mag-i-install ka ng other accessories, then mas makikita mo kung ano yung mas bagay sa'yo, if it's desktop or laptop. And we just want to highlight that there is no perfect equipment. Yung perfect equipment is something that is available sa'yo, kaya ng budget, kasi we also don't recommend for you to really spend tapos may hirapan rin kayong mabawi if you're still not earning. So the perfect equipment does not exist. What is perfect is something that is available and something that does the job. So basta't nagagawa nyo yung trabaho nyo effectively and efficiently, then that is already okay. Of course, there are also options for you to upgrade kapag kaya na. Now that we're done with that, let's move to the specifications. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, ano ba yung mga minimum specs na kailangan for this kind of virtual assistant job? So number 1 is we go with CPU. CPU is Central Processing Unit. So ito yung parang brain of your computer. Kasi ito yung nagko-control sa OS or the operating system. So ang minimum requirement for this is minimum i3 if this is for Windows. And then kapag pumunta tayo sa OS na Mac, usually mga M1 is already enough. And kapag doon naman sa AMD, Ryzen. So, pwede nyong reference na lang is i3. Then you can search sa internet kung ano ba yung equivalent ng i3 doon sa operating system na gagamitin ninyo. So, that is important, CPU. Kasi kung brain yan ng inyong equipment, then it's important for you to have an equipment with a certain level of capacity in processing information. So, iba-iba rin kasi tayo ng may encounter na work. So, yung iba, talagang maraming computing, maraming processing na kailangan. At may iba naman na pwedeng mag-encode ka lang or pwedeng mag-Excel file ka lang, which will use somehow lower processing unit na kailangan as compared to video editing, for example. Which brings us to the second na ating specifications, which is GPU. GPU is Graphics Processing Unit. So from the name itself, graphics. So it's related actually to your videos or your pictures. So this is somehow optional. So if your job is not related to editing videos, not related to editing pictures, then hindi siya ganoon ka-important or strict for you to have a certain level of GPU. So pwede nyo i-check sa mga clients, for example, or sa job posting kung meron silang certain level of GPU na kailangan. So again, this is optional for most, pero if you will be doing a graphics design job, video editing, then this is important for you because this affects yung video editing quality, also yung render, and also yung resolution in pixels. So ang hirap naman, for example, kung hindi kaya ng GPU mo, yung pinaprocess mo, baka hindi rin maging maganda yung output or yung kalalabasan ng work mo. So kaya it's also important to take note of this if, again, you will be doing editing ng video or graphics na job. Next is RAM or Random Access Memory. So RAM is, from the name itself, memory. So ito yung short-term memory ng ating mga computer or na ating equipment. So minimum that we recommend is 4 gig kasi pag mas mababa sa 4 gig, mabagal yung processing ng ating computer or naglalag. And ayaw naman natin pag nag-work tayo na naglalag. Pag nag-shift tayo, for example, from one tab or one window to another. So, we recommend na minimum 4 gigabytes. And ngayon, very affordable na rin yung 8 gigabyte. So, if you can, pwede rin 8 gigabyte para at least satisfied ka sa performance. Mabilis yung pagpalit from window to window, hindi siya naglalag. Kapag marami nang naka-open na windows, na Excel form, Excel file, for example, or Microsoft Word or PDF or PowerPoint, hindi siya biglang maglalag. So it's important for you to have at least 4 gig na RAM. Next specifications natin would be storage. So sa storage, meron tayong HDD or hard disk drive and SSD or yung solid state drive. So yung HDD, yun yung somehow lower technology as compared to SSD. So SSD yung mas makabago na teknolohiya for storage. So from the name itself, dito natin ini-store yung mga files natin. Kaya important rin to note, aligned with your job requirements. Kasi kung ikaw ay nag-edit ng video na malalaki yung files, then it relates na kailangan malaki rin yung storage capacity of your equipment. So again, SSD is the more advanced technology, kaya mas maganda rin yung performance if SSD na yung inyong storage capacity versus HDD. And on top of that, kailangan rin nating i-check kung ano ba yung capacity. So minimum that we recommend is 256 gigabytes. So doon hindi ka na mabibitin sa storage. Of course, we can upgrade rin sa 512 or even higher. Pero syempre, all of the upgrades that I mentioned, mapa-CPU ba yan, mapa-GPU man yan, mapa-RAM. So habang tumataas tayo or gumaganda yung specifications, it also comes with price. So it also depends on your budget. Kung kaya ba ng budget nyo, then go. Kapag ka-aligned naman yan sa kailangan sa work. Pero kung hindi, then we might settle for something that is okay na for us to just do the job. So again, for storage, HDD, yung dating technology, but more importantly is the size. 256 is what we recommend as minimum, and depende sa inyong work requirements, then you can go for higher storage. And meron na rin naman tayong mga available na external storages or yung tinatawag natin na hard disk. Noong mga unang panahon pa, ang ginagamit natin USB. Di ba? Meron tayong 4 gig, may 2 gig pa nga at may 8 gig. Pero syempre, masyadong maliit yon if you will be storing files. So kaya ang ine-recommend natin is to have an external hard drive na sana nasa 1 terabyte. So kung hindi kaya, pwedeng 256 din, pwedeng 512 or 1 terabyte. So marami na rin namang affordable ngayon na external hard drive. And we really recommend this for you to have an external hard drive kasi here in this job, importante na meron tayong backup. Kasi imagine if you do a certain project, for example, nag-edit ka ng video or meron kang file na ginawa, tapos sinave mo sa computer mo, hindi mo siya na-backup sa isang external hard drive. Then all of a sudden, biglang nag-hang, nag-corrupt yung file, then boom, wala ang iyong ginawa. So kung pinaghirapan mo yun, for example, ng isang araw, 2 hours, 4 hours, may iyak ka na lang kasi nawala or nasayang yung pinaghirapan mo na 4 hours or even 1 day of work. Kaya we really recommend in this type of job for you to always have a backup. Kaya dapat meron ka ring external hard drive. Last ating specification would be the screen size. So screen size, from the name itself, kung gaano kalaki yung screen natin. So again, we can compare laptop versus desktop. Kasi for laptop, more or less, mas maliit siya kasi nga portable siya. So screen size would be smaller as compared to a normal, for example, desktop. So ang minimum natin is 15-inch. Pero depende na rin yun sa preference nyo and depende rin sa job that you will be doing. Kasi again, if you will be editing images and editing videos, mas maganda kung mas malaki yung inyong display. And yung iba, actually, yung ginagawa nila, meron silang second screen. Like for example, kung meron akong laptop dito, bibili ako ng isang second monitor here para makita ko ng mas malaki kapag nag-edit ako or gusto ko dual yung monitor ko. Nandito Excel file, tapos nandito yung PowerPoint presentation. And actually, I came across this job post na talagang nag-require sila na dapat daw meron kang dual screen. And meron din akong kakilala na pinadalhan naman siya for free ng kanyang client ng pangalawang screen. O diba? Sana all. So yun ang ating mga consideration if you're deciding yung inyong screen size. And it's also important kasi lagi tayong nakatingin sa screen. So mas maganda kung mas malalaki yung nakikita natin na font. For example, para hindi kagad lumabo yung mata natin. So resolution is important. Size is important also for us to more or less be ergonomic in this type of job that we are doing. So yun yung mga important specifications that you need to check if you will be deciding on your equipment for a virtual assistant job. So again, CPU should be minimum i3. Ang inyong GPU is optional, but if you will be doing an editing job or a graphics design na job, then you need to check on yung requirements ng clients nyo kasi this is related to resolution. Third will be your RAM. a minimum 4 gig. And then storage, and we also recommend for you to have an external storage for backup. And then last is screen size, which is minimum 15-inch para at least mas maganda pa rin yung tingin natin sa screen. You can see the font, you can see what you're doing, and optional na lang if you want to have another screen or yung dual monitor natin. May it be desktop or laptop. So may bonus pa ako sa inyo kasi may mga nagtatanong rin sa amin, kailangan ba na meron kang webcam or meron kang headphone or headset? So the answer is actually, these are just good to have, pero hindi naman siya must have. Kasi, number one, for webcam, usually for laptops, meron na kayong built-in camera. And more often than not, sapat na yan. Pwede na yung built-in camera ng inyong laptop. Pero syempre, kung desktop yung ginagamit mo sa inyong office, home office, kailangan mong bumili ng external na webcam. Because there are lots of clients, of course, who prefer to meet via Zoom or via Google Meet na naka-on yung video. So, kailangan talaga na meron kang webcam. Pero, what I'm saying is, you don't have to have a sophisticated webcam na talagang super HD. Pwera na lang kung that is really needed for your job. Pero for a normal virtual assistant job, okay na yung built-in laptop webcam. And if you have a desktop, basta lang nakikita kayo, nakikilala kayo, or nakapag-communicate kayo effectively with your client if you are in a virtual meeting. And for headphone naman, most of the virtual assistant job, especially for Amazon Seller Virtual Assistant, is non-voice. So, ibig sabihin, hindi tayo ala customer service wherein we need to answer calls or we need to speak to customers na sobrang madalas. So, kaya hindi ganun ka-important for us to have a sophisticated headset or headphone. Yung iba, gusto nila na meron silang noise cancellation na headset or headphone for productivity purposes. Kasi ayaw nilang nadidistract, ayaw nilang naririnig yung tahol ng aso or tilaok ng manok sa labas. So kaya gumagamit sila ng noise cancellation na headset. Pero again, it's good to have. It's not a must-have. Kasi ang important lang naman is naririnig mo yung kausap mo. Whenever your client asks for a Zoom meeting, a Google Meet meeting, or even MS Teams, mahalaga lang na nakakaintindihan kayo. So, iba nga ginagamit, normal lang na earphones na, for example, kung ano earphones mo sa phone, isaksak mo lang sa laptop mo or sa desktop, basta't nagkakaintindihan kayo at nagkakarinigan, okay na yun. So, that's it. I hope this video helped you. For those starter na hindi pa alam kung ano yung equipment na bibilhin, so this is a good guide for you to shop around kung ano yung mga magagandang equipment na pwede nyong makuha or mabili, may it be laptop or desktop. Kasi again, we already discussed in this video kung ano ba yung difference or advantage at disadvantage between the two. And for those naman na existing na ngayon na meron ng equipment, so this is also a good reference for you to upgrade if may opportunity pa. Kasi kung, for example, ang iyong RAM is 4 gig, tapos meron ka ng budget or meron ka ng capacity to upgrade to a higher RAM, then go ahead. Kasi if it makes your job easier and you can do your tasks more efficiently, then that will be a good investment also. So I hope marami kayong na-take down na notes kasi kanina na-mention ko sa inyo to have a pen and paper. At pwede nyo rin namang balikan itong video na to if ever you missed some or nakalimutan nyo yung mga minimum specifications for your equipment. So with that, good luck to you in your journey as a freelancer and as an Amazon Seller Virtual Assistant or a general VA. Again, remember that there's no perfect equipment. The perfect equipment is what's available now, which can do the job that will bring money for you. You can check out our other videos for more freelancing tips and also success stories of our Amazon Seller Virtual Assistants. Thank you for watching this video. You may follow us in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn for more freelancing tips. For inquiries, you may also text or call the number on your screen. Again, my name is Apollo, your freelancing buddy, because here in Amaze Nation, we provide life-changing learning and extraordinary living.